This is Reegan Lessie. I'm here in San Diego, California, talking about everything wrapped around cryptocurrency. Today I wanted to talk a little bit more about privacy. I came across the LA Times article, Big Business Band Together in Urging Lawmakers to Sell Out Your Privacy. So 22 Industry Group sent a letter to Congress to pass sweeping data security rules. And so why would these 22 industries, big business, want Congress to pass rules and regulations on when your security or when your information has been hacked from their accounts? And one of the things that really is apparent when you read this letter is the verbiage. And the retailers are a big target for hackers. This is where a lot of your information is out of your control. And what I talked in a past video was about, how personal privacy is a basic human right, and one way we can define privacy is with the control over the information about you that's out there. So if we are not even in the know of the fact that our information has been hacked, we really are vulnerable. And this legislation that is being lobbied to Congress, what many of the 22 industry groups want is for these new rules to be guided by the federal law known as Graham-Leach-Bliley. And I'm not sure if I'm saying that absolutely correctly, but this federal law states, misuse of its information about a customer has occurred or is reasonably possible, the company should notify the affected customer as soon as possible. So this verbiage of should in comparison to must or obligated is a really big deal. So if a company knows that your information is hacked, but they do not see any maybe harm to you, then they don't necessarily have to let you know that your information has been hacked. That's a big difference. Europe is going to be passing some pretty big new privacy policies in May, and among the rules required is a requirement that people be notified within 72 hours of any unauthorized access of personal information. So this verbiage, this require in comparison to should is a big deal. And at first glance we think that passing these sweeping rules would be a great thing, but if the companies that are being affected here have a reasonable doubt that it would be harmful to you, and they just don't see any reason to let you know, then they don't necessarily have to. And again, I think that this is a really scary place to be in our country if all these big companies are so vulnerable to being hacked. We are giving away our information so easily these days. Even when you go and you pay at those point of sale where you put your chip in, there are cameras there so that they can see who's actually making the payment and things like that. So these companies, these businesses are collecting a lot of information about us, and if they are not required to notify you to let you know that your information has been hacked, this really puts you in a vulnerable position, and also is a huge violation of your personal privacy. So we need to really keep watching what Congress does here. I think we all are a little bit, how should I say it, just really not happy with Congress these days, kind of just understand that Congress doesn't really get anything done. And I think that one of the things that we can really understand is that so much of what Congress does get done has to do with, you know, being lobbied by these big corporations. One of the things that I keep coming across when I look up about privacy, especially here in America, is the fact that Congress people, when they vote transparently, so we all can see how they vote. And at first glance, especially in the cryptocurrency world, we would think that this would be a positive thing. But what happens with this transparency of Congress voting is that it really allows for big corporations to get involved and to really support the Congress people to vote in their favor. And the way that this comes about, it doesn't necessarily come about while the people are in Congress, but what we can see through history is that a lot of times Congress men and women, after they've been in Congress, will get a lot of kickback. They'll get a lot of benefits after they've been in Congress, whether it be being hired by these corporations or, you know, taken on as a consultant or things like that. So the new laws that are going to be put in place, we really need to see them say some specific verbiage about, you know, being required or obligated to let the consumer know that their information has been hacked. Because again, a basic human right is that fact that we have control over the information about us that is out there. And if we don't even know that our information has been hacked, then how can you have control over that information? So if you want to read the article, please go to my Twitter account. It's my full name, Reegan Lessie, and you can get a link to that article from there. Another thing I want to talk about and share with you guys is that I'm going to start doing these meetups at my coffee shop first Friday of the month. So our first official meetup at Baba Coffee in Carlsbad, California will be February 2nd at 6 p.m. So we're going to do it the first Friday of the month, 6 p.m. This first meetup, I don't really have a specific subject picked, but I do have a few people that are in the cryptocurrency world that will be there, as well as myself, so that we can, you know, go deeper into your questions and ideas about how we want these meetups to go. Again, I want to thank you all for being here and for watching my videos, and a big thank you to the cryptocurrency market team. They are just so supportive, and I just want to thank you guys for all of your help and support, and I wish you guys a great day. All right, take care. Bye.